Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?
But people make the statement that unions are a thing of the past. And I understand their historical places are in need, but there are no longer needs for a union. What do you think about that when people say there is no longer a need for a union? Dan, I'm going to come to you on that one.
Well, what I would say is that unions are always out in front when they're pushing for whether it's family leave, whether it's for child labor laws, whether it's been whatever it's been historically, it's been the unions that have fought for that stuff. And we look around, things aren't perfect out there right now, and especially at Delta, we don't lead the industry in pay, we don't lead the industry in vacation, we don't lead the industry in sick pay, we don't lead the industry in retirement, pretty much down the list. The only thing in actually Southwest or not Southwest, but profit sharing over at Alaska Airlines, they got percentage wise, they got more. They're a lot smaller airline, but so the thing that I would say though is that if people think that unions are a thing of the past, watch them go away and watch all of the benefits and everything that we enjoy today go away, because we trail all those industry leaders who are unionized carriers. We're trailing them. But if there was none of those out there, it would be a race to the bottom. And I think that people need to understand that, because that's exactly where these airlines would love to go, is cheap labor all throughout. And we do drag down the other carriers, because when they go into negotiations, they got to compete with Delta. And so we imagine having a seat at the table, making industry leading profits for the company. Like, we could help out the rest of the carriers as well, the other unionized carriers, instead of dragging them down in negotiations. So if people think that unions are a thing of the past, I just look around the industry, and it's the union carriers that are showing us the way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that. Did you guys have anything you want to add, Flex Edmund?
Yeah. So when you hear people talk like that, that unions are a thing of the past or whatever, what that says to me is they're not really paying attention to current events, right? We're having historic inequality, right? It would rival the Gilded Age, which was a period in time in American history when, I mean, you know, robber barons like Carnegie, like Rockefeller, really control American public and private life, right? They constructed these massive public works projects, but people did not own anything. Children worked in factories, right? You literally, I was listening to a podcast earlier today. You had a situation where parents would take out insurance on their children in factories, and that would be essentially the only way they could, as a family, hope to have any large lump sums of money, is because you knew eventually your 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old would have a mishap in a heavy machine factory, and and would lose their lives. And so this is the level of inequality that we're living under, right? Working people can't afford to buy homes, can't afford to buy vehicles, you know, living in vehicles, working multiple jobs or multiple full-time jobs, right? And so when we're talking about things of the past, this needs to be a thing of the past that we bring back too. If these levels of inequality are coming, we need to understand this was a tool that fought against that. Unionizing in America was the thing that turned the tide in the favor of the working class. It helped to establish a middle class in this country, because other than that, you know, there was no hope for working people. And we're in a situation now, irrespective of, and we do a good job of understanding people of all political backgrounds. This is not, a show. We're political, but we don't get into party politics. But we need to understand, that unions are as relevant today as workers' rights are relevant, as the need for a strong middle class is relevant, as the need for care and concern for your future. If you have children, if you have nieces and nephews, if you have grandchildren, do you feel safe? Do you feel secure in their future? Do you believe, even if they go to college, how many of us know people who we work with degrees, but do you feel safe in knowing that your children, grandchildren, nieces, or nephews can work a job in the future that will satisfy the needs that they have to the same degree that you're able to today. And so this is why we need a union. This is why unionism is not outdated, right? This is why it's relevant now as it ever has been. Large corporations all over this country and all over the world have unions. You know, they call them, what do they call them? Working organizations or something like that. I forget. But they have all these different industry organizations where they come together to try to create policies that benefit their own businesses and industries. Why wouldn't the people who do the actual physical work think that it was good for them to have a singular voice when it comes to decision making? We have companies, as Dan said, as Flex said, who, if they could, they would pay us nothing and give us no time off, and they would not do any flight benefits if they could, or any kind of privileges, because they try to do whatever they can to make sure that they can squeeze out every dollar from everything that's going on. Right? We need to understand that through unionizing, these are some of the gains that have been made. Sick time, vacation time, lunch, 8-hour work day, 40-hour work week. I mean, these are things that we consider to be standard that were unheard of 80, 90 years ago. You know? And so the union is as relevant as it ever has been. So, you know, get out of that mindset. We need a union now, as long as inequality exists, as long as the middle class and working class is threatened, as long as income inequality is at the levels it is, we need a union. It's relevant. I'll stop there.
Thank you, Statman, for that. Anyone else before we move forward? Thank you for that, Statman. Great answer.
Let me just kind of wrap that whole thing up. Stephen, you nailed that. You really brought that home for us, man. I want to thank you too, brother. But to wrap that up, if people feel like that they didn't need unions now, they don't need a union now, or unions are irrelevant now, or whatever you're feeling with that, where do you think the change is going to come from if the people don't have any say? Anytime something happens in any industry, any workplace, it's always the people that are on the ground floor that are doing the work actually come up with the solutions. Your supervisor doesn't know what you do every day. Your supervisor doesn't have the solutions for you. Your CEO doesn't have the solutions for you. What they have is reasons to make more profit. So we are the people who have to make the changes that are going to be comfortable for us as well, the things that matter. Like I tell people at work all the time, when they say safety first has nothing to do with us because we are replaceable. I can get another one of you to come in here and do the same job. But your family can't get another one of you. You're one-on-one in your family. All of us are. You know what I'm saying? When we go to Delta Airlines and we go to work, I mean, we are a part of everything that happens to make profit at that airline. We are the Delta difference. Everything that we are the people who make it go. But they're looking at clipboards, spreadsheets. They have all of these graphs to tell us why we can do this. And we know as boots on the ground that it can't happen. We currently have these issues in Atlanta right now. So who presses for change for us? Like, I know a lot of times at Delta, and I don't want to take a shot at our culture, but this family thing, we are in a toxic relationship with our employer. And I hate to say it like that, but we are really in a toxic relationship with our employer. They give you all of this family stuff to try to breed loyalty amongst us. And what they don't understand is loyalty take care of us. The loyalty is already there because we get up every morning or every afternoon and we come out here to make a couple of dollars because we got family that we're really loyal to that we need to support. Like, it's a working relationship. You know what I'm saying? So for those people who don't believe in unions or think unions are a thing of the past, they're not. Delta Airlines works as long as you can get up and come to work. Don't get sick. Don't get hurt. Don't have an issue. As long as you can forever follow that, you can always come out here and make a couple dollars, but you got to do it till you die too, because by the way, there's no retirement. It's going to be tough to get out of this. It's very toxic. But it's up to us to make that change. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I get to rant.
But you're spot on. I mean, the whole family thing. That's the exact reason. Like I guarantee that, like, we felt like we were family at Northwest. You know, you felt you had brothers and sisters that worked out there. You like the people you work with. At United, I guarantee it's the same way. Southwest, it's the same thing. What the way that I think that it's used at Delta is they do it so that it's almost like a family discount. Instead of just we're a family discount, because people get emotions. They let their emotions get too involved in all of this. Like they love Ed Bastian or they hate Ed Bastian. Like, he doesn't even run the show. He answers to hedge funds. The hedge funds are the ones going, man, we need more profit. Where can we get that from? And then he's got to look around. Well, I have an ununionized group here. They're the easiest ones to take things from. They're the easiest ones to delay these raises to. They're the easiest ones to do all these things. That's why we fall behind, is because people get, they love or they hate something. Don't do that. This is a job that is out for profits, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. It's fine. But we just have to understand our role in it. We have to take care of ourselves while we take care of the company. And the way to do that is through a union.
Perfect. Great sum up. So what I want to say, and then we're going to move to the next question, because we still have some punchers here. So I want to ask our Delta workers, our Delta family that works alongside of us, do you want to see Delta go 101 years without a union? Or do you want to see Delta go 102 years? Delta take great pride in that 100 year. So what I challenge every worker, if you want to see a union come, let's not let that 101 year come to pass without unionizing Delta Airlines.